Hello everyone, and welcome back for another Star Trek Starships collection review. Actually, in this case, it's a Star Trek Discovery Starships collection review. It just so happens that even though I canceled my Discovery Starships collection through EagleMoss, apparently this issue number 17, the Toplanaha, slipped through the cracks anyway. And so I guess this will be the final Star Trek Discovery Starships collection review. That is, unless either another one slips through the cracks, or there's one that I actually am interested in getting and will end up getting. So yeah, so now on to this. As you can see, there's a magazine and a ship in a box. So I'm gonna just dive right into the magazine and put this aside for a moment. All right. So here we are, issue number 17 of the Star Trek Discovery Starships collection. And this is the USS Toplanaha, NCC 1004, considered Eagle class, launched of course in the 23rd century, and 387.73 meters long. And of course you open up the magazine and the format remains the same, and your stand assembly is there on the left, and some more information here on the right, which basically repeats everything that was out here with the exception of the whole Federation affiliation thing. All right, so now moving on, you have some different views of the ship there, as well as of course some text about it. I'm going to assume that this ship was at the Battle of the Binary Stars, seen in the first episode, or first and second episodes of Star Trek Discovery. Turn the page and there's the plan views, or actually no plan views, just different profiles of the ship itself. No diagram showing you where components are, unlike the other magazines in the other collection. And here we have the designing of the Toplanaha, complete with text and various imagery here. You can see a little deflector dish reminiscent of the NX-01. And here we have some more concept art and more text here. Of course, John Eves designed this thing. And more concept art, more text, and I guess this part talks about the naming of this particular ship. And more concept art, more text, and that's that. Now, if I were to be continuing in this collection, I would be getting this, whatever this is, this fan looking thing. No, actually it's the Klingon Raider from Star Trek Discovery. Yeah, that's just one I'm not particularly interested in getting, and I'm sorry if that's one you were hoping that I would do. So yeah, that pretty much concludes the magazine. Of course, there is an image of the ship on the back there as well. So now I'm going to get right into the ship itself. And there you have it, wonderful people. The USS Toplanaha out of the box and in my hand. Fits in your hand about that much. Pretty darn big, I'd say. You know, the detail is very nice on here. The registry stands out, really nice. You can see it there, USS Toplanaha, NCC 1004. The deflector dish is all right, I suppose. You can see the influences from the NX-01 era. The paint scheme is almost reminiscent of that as well. It's a very flat ship. There's no secondary hull or anything. It's just one whole piece. The nacelles are, of course, these rectangular thin things as seen on Discovery. You know, and the back, you can see the impulse engines here, which is nice to have some clear plastic red there. So that's always nice to see. The bottoms of the nacelles are painted, so no plastic there, but that's okay. I guess it looks like it's worn down. That was I guess the whole point. It looks worn, it looks weathered, and so on. If you look closely on the nacelle here, you can see the Starfleet stripe and the pendant there. Same on the other side. And it also says USS Hoth right there. And you got a little red Starfleet stripe going around there. It's an odd design, I'd have to say. Again, my biggest criticism about all of the starships in Discovery is that, or on Discovery, is that they look way too advanced for the time period that the show is supposed to be in. I think that this looks like something that should be appearing in the late 24th, early 25th century. Maybe different deflector dish area or something, and maybe different color paint scheme, but design seems like something that would appear later on. The ships of the Discovery era, or actually the pre-original series era, should all be kind of bulky. But that's a whole other argument. But this was a pretty nice model, I will say. I'm glad that a Federation ship actually slipped through the cracks, instead of that ugly Klingon ship, which seems to be coming up next month for those who subscribe. And I don't mean to insult anybody who likes the Discovery or likes the collection that the Discovery collection is in, and so on. It's just not particularly for me, which is why I canceled it. But I got a lot of good ships out of it, and I'm very happy that, I got some cool ships. And this one is definitely no exception. John Eaves did do a nice job designing this ship, and I have always been a fan of his work. But yeah, this is definitely a nice model to have. It's plastic, or actually the saucer, that is the round part, is metal, and that's plastic. You can hear it. The nacelles have a little metal in them, but components are plastic. You can see some what looks like RCS thrusters here, perhaps. Maybe some escape pod hatches there. You can really see the Aztec and quite well and quite clear on this model. And it's definitely nice. You can see the RCS again. Kind of cool. It's down there on the bottom. And aside from a few minor markings on the actual hull of this thing itself, there's not very much that says Starfleet. I would have liked to have seen a big Starfleet pendant or stripe right here on the underside there. That's just my personal preference. And now, as I look closely, you can see it does say NCC 1004, and it also says it upside down on the other side, NCC 1004. The fronts of the nacelles have this like red dot, which is okay, I guess. And then it's also here as well. And now looking further, there's some more markings there as well. And also around the saucer, it looks like. So yeah, overall, it's a pretty nice model. A lot of nice detail here. The Hoth is actually this ship, or the ship that this ship is actually named after the famous Vulcan. I guess Vulcan philosophy. Star Trek 4 trivia, that is, right? Yeah. And I think that the Hoth was actually the name of the Vulcan who landed on Earth at first contact. Now, I'm pretty sure I could be wrong, but for some reason that comes to mind. But anyway, yeah, this is a nice model. If you love the Discovery collection, if you love Star Trek Discovery, this is definitely one to go and pick up and pick out. If you love all Starfleet ships, no matter what timeline, universe, or era, or version of Star Trek it appears in, then this is definitely for you. It's definitely quite large. There it is in my hand. And it's very nice. Is it a favorite ship of mine personally? No. Would I have jumped to go buy this had I seen it in a store? Probably not. But considering that it kind of slipped through, and actually it slipped through while I was at Star Trek Las Vegas last weekend. So, you know, it's always cool to get a ship in the mail regardless. So I'm grateful for that. But yeah, this is a very nice model. And if you love Discovery, and if you love the Discovery collection, and you love all Starfleet ships, this is definitely one for you. And so yeah, that concludes my little look at this USS Tiplana Hoth from Star Trek Discovery, issue number 17. And if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to drop them down below, and I'll do my best to get back to you in a timely and efficient manner. So yeah, until next time, guys, live long and prosper, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.